labeling,
Yep.
because I see it, how I'm like compulsively labeling everything, every single sensation, uh, because I'm, and again, for the sake of language, I'm saying but
Yeah.
I understand the whole implication there. I'm trying to just completely relax and just let attention flow, but I see how instantly the mind turns everything into um, something, you know,
Hmm.
whether it's literally anything, any sensation, it instantly words are put onto it. Um, and I also see how I'm identifying with that process.
Hmm. So that's good. I mean, it's good that you're seeing it. So all of this activity is kind of appearing in the foreground, it feels like, yeah? Like you're watching
Yeah.
it. It's appearing to you. It seems to be just unfolding, just happening to you. You're seeing it as it's a process. So it's an activity. It's this constant flux of activity that you're able to see. It's like, oh, the attention sees the cat. Then there's like the label, the cat. Immediately, the attention goes on to this object and then smacks with a label. I know that that's the cat. Put that in the animal category. What's over here? There's a picture or painting behind you. Let's put that in another category, artwork. What's this? The couch. Okay, couch. Put that in the furniture category. So this is, you can see, this is what the mind is always doing. It's labeling and categorizing things. It's wanting to put things in their proper place. And it's like a little like a good little like assistant, a good little clerk that's filing things away like at a big like law firm office or something like that. And it's just like constantly just going through the files, checking out, oh, what's that or something else, or yeah, I might know about that. Let me go check the filing cabinet. It's like sorting through past memories, pull something. Yeah, this that happened. Referencing. It's always referencing things. Right. So you start seeing this activity, right? And that's one thing to see the activity. It's another thing to know that that's an activity that you are observing, but tell me about that which is observing it.
So, for example, I was in the shower and I was just trying to let my attention relax. And I kind of, or that flow state happened.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there was water just on my shoulder. And I kind of felt like, okay, well, I guess it's in retrospect after the mind comes in. I see how, oh, that's my true nature, right? Is just the sensation, like whatever it is. Um, but then the mind comes back in and it does its thing, and I it's noticed for what it's doing, but it almost feels like there's no me. Like I see it, I know it's not the subject because it's an object, and yet it feels like there's no control over identifying with it,
Mm-hmm.
like it's running on its own,
Mm-hmm.
um, and kind of stealing attention from the flow.
Mm-hmm.
And I feels kind of helpless or
Yeah.
to prevent that.
Yeah. So that's where you're seeing how compulsive it is. It's like this ingrained habit of the attention always going towards the object, and then there's a labeling on it and a telling a story. And this is what feels very compulsive, like you just can't stop it. Right. So if you do try and stop it, it only creates more of it. So you can't go about it like that. What you got to speak like this. What has to happen is even more relaxation. More relaxation, and it just feels like that attention is just being withdrawn from it. So it's not like you're coming in and trying to knock the attention away. You're not trying to, control it, direct it over here, there's no kind of controlling. It's actually a letting go of control. It's so counter intuitive of what you think. It's actually just a letting go of control, because all of that effort of like directing attention and labeling something and organizing it and classifying this and putting it in its proper box, all of that is actually all about control. It's all about trying to control this experience. So the remedy for that is actually relaxing so much that it's a letting go of control. Right? Because that's actually like true relaxation. True relaxation is it's releasing the attention. The attention is always going to something, and it's like trying to like maneuver this, trying to go that way. It's always being directed to things, but it's more of a releasing. That's why you just even hear it like that, like just like even like add tension. It's releasing tension. As long as there's that attention that's going somewhere, trying to make effort, moving away from you, then you're always going to feel this tension. And listen to what I'm saying. Like when you're trying to control something, you're always going to you're going to be experiencing tension. So when you experience that flow state, it's actually when you're relaxed. It's actually when you're not trying to control stuff. That's when you experience the flow. When you're not trying to control stuff, you control your day or your experience or whatever it is. That's when you experience the flow. That's where, like you were saying, like you like creativity, and that's what, like, you're inspired with the entrepreneurship. Same sort of thing. You can't, and like same with like Luke does a lot of photography and videography and stuff like that, and very creative. You can't force creativity. You can't be like, all right, let me just like, all right, 30 minutes, I gotta just come up with this idea and let me just bang this out. And you can't force it like that. The creativity happens when you're actually relaxed. It's like it comes to you when you're not even trying to be creative. In a way, it's like, oh, well, how is that? How are these like big ideas, these creative ideas coming to me when I'm literally in the shower or like on the toilet or something like that? It's like you're not forcing any sort of creative outcome. So in a way, you start noticing when you are trying to create some sort of outcome, when you have some expectation, when you're trying to control the future. And see, it's noticing that's the first step to relaxation, because you're noticing it. And then it's like, it's almost like this allowing things to be, or this letting go. It's like, let me relax that expectation. Let me relax that outcome. Let me relax that future control. And it just feels like you just kind of sink into this moment, because all of those things like expectation and control and outcome is taking you into the future. So you always have this forward momentum. So that's why I I did another one too, another meditation that's the same sort of, I don't know, I guess you could say idea as what I'm explaining here. Um, but it has to do with more the body in terms of it's called like a body scan. And you essentially you notice the tension. So it's like, we'll just do it really quick, like right now, is just close your eyes and just simply allow the attention to rest on your face. So you're just being aware of your face. And just simply be aware of around the eyes. Just breathe out, keeping your attention on the eyes. And just allow the eyes, all the muscles around the eyes, even the eyeballs, just allow that whole area to just relax. Just allow the eyes to soften. And just simply move that attention down towards the jaw, the cheeks, and just simply notice the tension in the jaw. Notice how the jaw is being held in a tension, in a little bit of a contraction, a holding. Now that you notice, just allow it to be at ease. You're just kind of relieving its duty of holding. It's like noticing there's some unnecessary clenching happening in my jaw. Let me just allow it to relax. And then see if you can allow it to relax one more time. See if that relaxation can deepen so that just that area of the face can relax and then relax a little bit more. And just keep the attention on the jaw and just see if there's any little bit of residual tension there. And just allow that to melt. And just simply just notice how relaxed that area is now by just simply bringing the attention to it. Okay, and then open up the eyes. Okay, so hands up if you notice some tension in the jaw or around the eyes first. Did you notice any tension? Okay, and then hands up again if that tension decreased. If by just staying with that area. So one, it's almost like a surprise. Not that you need to create this narration of like, oh wow, like why the fuck am I holding my jaw so tight? Right? It's almost like, what's going on there? Why is there clenching happening for no reason? I'm not eating anything, I'm not chewing something. But why does it almost feel like the jaw is being held and there's almost like tiredness, as if you're like chewing on a bone for an hour and like a dog, like your jaw would be tired after gnawing on a bone. But notice how you just almost in a way, it's like you're giving permission to relax. Did it feel like that? Like I'm relieving you of your duty. Like you don't need to hold that. Like it's as if you're holding like the jaw is like holding on to like a brick, and you're like, chill, put that down. Just put that down. Right? Did it feel like that?
Yeah, maybe not a brick, but
Not a
something.
brick, not a brick, but like I'm giving you a kind of a exaggerated analogy. But you notice that there was some sort of like clenching there, some tension.
Yeah.
So it's like that. So that's a good one. I'll post it because I actually did a video yesterday. It's a long one. It's a full body total relaxation, 60-minute meditation going through the entire body like that. But it's useful because once you start noticing it like that, then you start being very sensitive to this type of tension that's all the time, where like you're showering, but like you're kind of rushing, or you're like doing dishes and you're like rushing. It's like because you're kind of saying there's something better than this moment. So it's like this forward momentum. Like, got to get to the next thing and the next thing. And this, you feel like, hold on. It's like, wait, why is there this propelling motion? So then it's the same thing that you're just noticing that propelling, that pull into the future, that running into the future. And then you're just saying, like, wait, I'm noticing it. And it almost feels like gears are turning. And then you're going, just relax. And then you notice that that gear just slows down. It starts slowing down, and you go, it's still there. Like I'm kind of brushing my teeth, like I need to get somewhere. Like, why can't I just brush my teeth? Why can't I just be present to this moment? Why is half my attention on brushing my teeth and half my attention is like got to get going to something else? So you start seeing that the attention is very divided. It's like 50% is into like the next moment, imagining the next thing. And that's what creates that kind of that forward pull. It's like 50% is seeking something else other than this. So that relaxation, you feel like just how you felt with the jaw. Didn't you feel like you're relaxing deeper and deeper into this moment? Like there's almost like this sinking in. Yes or no?
When we were just doing that.
Yeah, with the jaw, with the jaw, when you notice, did you feel like you were more present after after
Um,
relaxing the jaw?
I'm not sure actually. Maybe.
Okay. Were you thinking about something else?
No,
When you were relaxing the jaw, were you thinking about anything else?
I was picturing like a visualization of like
That's
my
fine.
jaw.
That's fine. Yeah. This is more of a like, it's a little bit of a visualization type of meditation, but it's helpful for this. But yeah, other than that, were you thinking about, you know, dinner or something else that's happening after, or shit, you forgot to do the dishes or something like that?
I don't think so, but I don't even notice when I'm doing that most of the time. But I guess, yeah, I was more present.
Okay. So those are things that really allow you to put your attention right here, right now. Right? You weren't thinking about problems. So that's where like a lot of these kind of putting the attention right on the body, it takes you out of that thinking stream. Right. And it's just like, oh, okay, cool. So, that's what it's like to just, whatever that was, like maybe a 2 minute meditation. That's what it's like to just not be thinking about problems for 2 minutes. Right. So it's helpful. Now, what we were talking about, I don't know, Sam, when you came in there, but what we were talking about was just noticing how like the mind is like constantly like labeling things and organizing things and classifying things, putting things into like their proper categories and boxes, labeling like it's like a an assistant, and it's like filing everything. Smack that a label on that. Here's this sensation, or that's a cat, or that's water, or that's a TV, and it's like, I know that, put a label on it, and now let's put that here in this category of furniture, and let's put that label on that rose, and let's put that in the category of flower. And it's always doing this, right? So the first thing is just noticing it. Noticing it is like 50%, right? Once you're noticing it, then you're noticing it. That's the biggest step. So just like in that meditation there, noticing the tension is half of the step. You notice that unnecessary activity, and then what did you do? You just relaxed. So it's the same sort of thing. That's what I was telling Sean, because he's saying, well, how do you make that stop? And I say, you don't make it stop by trying to control it. You don't try and override that classification, that processing of labeling and identifying and categorizing and filing things away. This is the activity of the mind. You don't try and make it stop. You do the same two steps. You notice it and then just relax. And like that, it has that same feeling of a deepening, just like with the jaw that you just notice. There is okay, it felt like some tension, superficial, and then didn't it feel like you dropped deeper? that there was a relaxation it's like a sinking deeper.
Mm.
There was superficial tension, and then you it's like you're sinking deeper. Right? So like that, it's very similar. Another analogy is all of this activity is like the surface of the ocean. It's choppy on the surface of the ocean. But if now you notice it and then sink deeper, less activity. As soon as you start sinking by relaxing, the more you relax, the deeper you go. The deeper you go, the less activity there is. It's like there's no activity at the bottom of the ocean, but there's a shitload of activity on the top of the ocean. Like that's the thinking. So back to this control, you don't try and override this activity. That's what people are doing by saying, I just need to make these thoughts stop. I just need to stop thinking. How do I just think positive, override the negative thought with a positive? That's just creating more activity. But instead, it's just notice the activity. Step 1, step 2, relax. And there's this sinking back or sinking down, whatever one resonates. And then you notice that there's less activity. And that's what Sean was saying, is did you notice that with just that relaxation? He said, well, yeah, but how do you, like, what else after that? And that's why I said, well, relax even more. Just like I showed you with the jaw, didn't you see that you relaxed 3 times with the jaw? Didn't you notice how each time there was still some residual holding, some residual tension? It's almost like shit. Like I thought I released it all. I thought I relaxed it. Like, how is there still tension in the jaw? I thought I already relaxed it. Showing you that there actually is a deeper relaxation that can be, for lack of better words, achieved. Yeah, you just know, it's like almost like peeling, it's like another layer, like you're peeling back a layer, going deeper, another layer of the onion. Oh, there's some tension. Oh, there's a little bit, there's some more. This should be it, shouldn't it? Nope. Because I relaxed and I went even deeper. Like this is how you, in a way, you sink below thought. Thought is on the surface. As long as you're trying to mess around with thoughts, you're always going to you're going to stay in the thought. It's about relaxing. And then you're noticing less thoughts, less thoughts, less thoughts. And it's just like, there's total relaxation. Right? So that's that. So just like I showed you with the jaw, you can notice the same sort of thing when you're creating those expectations, when you're feeling like you're forcing things. Force is all about effort. Force is all about resistance. Relax, less effort. Relax a little bit more, less effort. Relax a little bit more, effortless. Sean was talking about flow. Flow is effortless. Can we see how to experience that flow? It's all about relaxing effort. Whenever you've experienced this so-called flow state, it's because you're super relaxed. And you notice that this flow state, it's just like everything was perfect. There was no problems. It felt timeless, felt like, people say, like, time flies when you're having fun. That's the natural condition. That's the natural state. I'm just pointing out like how you slipped into it. You slipped into it because you're sinking deeper and deeper by just being relaxed. So you're letting go of control. As long as you have that control, then it's always going to be resistance, forcing things. Okay, so who else has, is that good? Do you guys have any questions? Does that make sense, Sean, to you? Like, yeah, so
Yeah, I get it.
Like I said, I'll upload that body scan, but it's to draw the parallels from that. See, that's you get something like that. Like I said, you get something like a meditation like that, about the body scan or a little bit of that visualization or whatever that is. And then now it's like now I'm showing you is like, okay, take that same technique, that two-step technique, which actually isn't any sort of look at these two steps. Notice it, which is effortless, relax, which is effortless. So again, it seems like a practice that I'm giving you, but it's this, a no effort practice. It's an effortless practice. Right?
Right. Because
I'm making it seem like there's two steps, but look what are you actually doing? Effortlessly noticing, that's not a step. It's not something you're doing. It's a non-doing. Step number 1, non-doing. Step number 2, to relax, it's a non-doing. Right? Look what you're actually doing. You're holding tension, you're making effort, you're controlling, you're tensing. All of that's doing. Every single practice that I give you is a non-doing practice. It's about what you're doing. Right? And then I'm just saying, well, stop doing that. Stop doing that. But the first step is to notice it. Notice the doing. And then you see that it actually takes effort. So you go, oh, well, how do I stop doing it? Well, don't put that effort into it anymore. And you're like, well, how? I'm like, just relax. It's like you're shoveling all day long. And you're saying, well, how do I stop shoveling? I go, put down the shovel. Relax. It's very similar. Like but you can't stop doing it until you notice it. What if you're just shoveling all day and you don't even know you're shoveling? That's being unconscious about it. As soon as you go, the fuck, I'm so tired. I just don't know why I'm so tired. And then you start looking down, you start seeing your hands. You're like, what's my hands doing? And you start noticing that you're shoveling. At that point, because you're so conscious of what you're doing, then you start seeing it literally feels like an option. You go, I'm done with this. And that's literally like that's the way out of the problems. You don't know every problem that you experience. It's because you're creating the problem. You create problems and then you come here or you go and ask other people or you read blogs or you're trying to buy solutions. You're trying to find solutions to the problems that you are creating. And I'm saying that's stupid. Why don't you just see that you're creating the problem? Because if you start seeing that you're creating the problem, then you just stop creating the problem. And that's the only solution. Does that logically make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So all you have to do is you see how you're creating the problem. Once you notice how you're creating the problem, notice how you're creating the problem, and then relax. Don't create that problem anymore. Because then there's no problem, no need to seek for a solution. You're seeking a solution to the problem that you're creating. That's why you're always running to the future. That's why half the attention is always on the next moment. You're seeking a solution to what appears to be a problem to you. Right? So that's another way to look at it.